Good Thursday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And as we head up north to Okanagan County, looking at our Sky-Fi tower camera on Billy Goat, look at this beautiful shot. You can see part of the Columbia River in the middle of your screen, but that's pretty much our scenario today, with blue skies and some high clouds mixed in there today, almost where we should be as far as temperatures go there for this time of year. But boy, a beautiful shot looking up that way. But there are showers in our future, not so much for this weekend as this slide depicts. That will be mainly for eastern Washington, maybe the panhandle of Idaho. We could see a little bit of shower activity on Saturday, but our biggest chance for some snow and rain will be tomorrow on Friday, and we'll talk more about that coming up a little bit later on in your weather forecast. And now some of the news stories we're following for you tonight. For the 6th straight year, employees of still milk growers teamed up to grant holiday wishes to local children currently in foster care. The ongoing effort to revitalize Kiwanis Methow Park in South Wenatchee now includes the opportunity to buy a paver engraved with your name on it. And after weeks of waiting for applicants to step forward for the open seat on the Wenatchee School Board, 3 people had applied as of this morning. But first, we begin tonight. Chelan County Sheriff's deputies and medical crews had to ride snowmobiles in to rescue a woman snowmobiler injured in the Fish Lake Burgess Meadow area this afternoon. Sergeant Jason Reinfeld said the 51-year-old woman apparently collided with a tree and suffered a hip injury. The first deputy reached the woman about 2:30 this afternoon. We will have more information on this accident as it becomes available. Well, for the third time, a trial date has been set for the Rock Island man accused in the murder of his wife last summer. The new trial date for 68-year-old Uli Tuililo is March 4th. He was arrested on July 25th after law enforcement found the body of his wife, Peggy Tuililo, dead in the trailer where they were living in the Riverside Place in Rock Island. That's on Riverside Place, I should say. Peggy Tuililo had severe head trauma, including broken ribs, injuries to her forearm, shoulder, and thigh. She called 911 to report that her husband had threatened her with a gun the night before the murder. Uli Tuililo has pleaded not guilty to second-degree murder. The trial for him was originally scheduled for last September and then changed to early December before once being again pushed back to the new date of March 4th. Well, for the 6th straight year, employees of still milk growers teamed up to grant holiday wishes to local children currently in foster care. The still milk team provided gifts for nearly 130 children in the Wenatchee Valley and surrounding areas. The children range in age from babies to 17 years old and are currently under the care of Washington State's Department of Children, Youth, and Families in Washington, or it should say in Wenatchee, or the Community Resource Group of Wenatchee. According to still milk's president, West Matheson, still milk team members filled a large conference room with gifts that range from bikes, dolls, and games to essential items like clothing and shoes. Well, the ongoing effort to revitalize Kiwanis Methow Park in South Wenatchee now includes the opportunity to buy a paver engraved with your name on it. The pavers will be on a wall in the park's central plaza. The size of the paver depends on the donation, beginning for as little as $50. The Trust for Public Land is trying to raise $100,000 for park improvements in low-income neighborhoods. If successful, an anonymous donor will match that $100,000. You can find an order form for a paver at support.tpl.org/Methow After weeks of waiting for applicants to step forward for a seat on the Wenatchee School Board, 3 people had applied as of this morning. Anyone interested still has until January 2nd to apply. The board will announce the names of the candidates they intend to interview January 3rd and then interview the finalists January 4th at a public meeting. They will make the appointment on January 8th. The person selected will replace Dr. Walter S. Newman, who resigned in November. The position will then go up for election in November of 2019. Coming up next, we continue our 3-part series on a DUI ride-along with the Wenatchee Police Department, and NCWLIFE's Megan McPherson will be along to fill us in on some of the events going on this weekend. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Eastern Washington. It's a great place to call home and a great time to own a home. It's the ideal place to lay down roots for your family and your future. Gisa Credit Union thinks Eastern Washington is a great place to own a home too. That's why we offer all kinds of home loans with personal attention every step of the way. We're your home. For home loans, we're Gisa Credit Union.
Sir, I pulled you over today to ask you one thing. Is it true that Apple Valley Honda has a free lifetime warranty on every new Honda?
Officer, I'm glad you asked. Our lifetime warranty comes free on all of our new Hondas. That means you won't have to pay a dime for any major expenses. That could save you thousands. And no, you do not have to service with us. It's a great peace of mind, officer.
Wow, my wife and I have wanted the new Accord. We'll see you this weekend.
Welcome back. In another news, tonight we continue our three-part series on a DUI ride-along with the Wenatchee Police Department. Tonight, NCWLIFE's Caitlin Header-Sheet brings us more with Officer Albert Gonzalez.
As we continue our ride-along with Wenatchee Police Officer Albert Gonzalez, an officer on the leaderboard for the most DUI arrests in 2018, I asked him what he's on the lookout for as his Saturday night progresses.
About 10 o'clock, the bars start ramping up, and so this is kind of the time when we start seeing the people that have been pre-funking that go out and they go driving, and then they get stopped and they get DUIs before they get to the bar. And then there's there's the anomalies that leave early, but then you'll get the majority that leave out at like 1:30, and then you start seeing the DUIs, and it's most DUIs are going to be very evident at that time because they're higher up on the level on the BAC. So you see all the classic stuff like swerving and not stopping at lights, and it's pretty obvious when you start looking for it.
With 5 years as a police officer under his belt, 2 of which with the Wenatchee Police Department, Officer Gonzalez has received attention from his work, including a 2016 viral video of him performing CPR on an unconscious man, assisting in a similar incident involving an unconscious man on 5th and Western a year later, and most recently, an investigation confirmed Officer Gonzalez's actions were justified in an officer-involved shooting that killed a Wenatchee man in July of 2017. Many moments on the job as a police officer are unknown and unexpected, something Officer Gonzalez says his experience so far has confirmed. No matter the circumstances, Gonzalez says he does the job with hopes to make a difference.
I want to be able to go and do the best job that I can to try to prevent crimes from occurring, if and when possible. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff that you'll never be able to know that's going to happen. But with the drugs and DUIs, that's one thing that you know for certain. You're affecting something right then and there by making that arrest. With the DUIs, you know that sooner or later, statistically, this person's going to probably hurt himself or hurt somebody else through driving under the influence. You're disrupting that by taking them off the road right then and there. You just made a difference. You'll never know how, but you did. And I like being able to speak to people from all walks of life. It makes it for an interesting day.
While talking with Gonzalez about how often he stumbles upon an obvious case of DUI, a man drives into the oncoming lane right in front of us. After pulling the vehicle over into a parking lot, Officer Gonzalez began contact with the driver.
How much have you had to drink tonight?
The driver admits to having a few beers at a holiday party. Smelling a strong odor of alcohol in the car, he asked the driver to step out of the vehicle for voluntary field sobriety tests.
Your wife looks like she's had a few drinks as well. It might be from her. But then coupled with your driving, I just want to make sure you're good to drive before I let you go from here.
After the driver opted out of the preliminary breath test, or PBT, Officer Gonzalez felt he had enough evidence to arrest the driver.
I'm seeing enough of impairment on you. You're under arrest for DUI, okay? Put your hands behind your back for me, please.
Once arriving at the jail and checking the driver's record, Officer Gonzalez discovered something he hasn't seen in his career before.
This is a felony arrest. He doesn't know that yet.
In Washington state, any driver previously convicted of a vehicular assault involving a DUI makes any DUI after that incident a felony. Even inside the jail, the breath or blood tests are voluntary and require a search warrant for officers to perform if the driver refuses. In Washington state, this refusal can be used against the driver in the courtroom. Officer Gonzalez said for this man, the incident could have been much worse.
Yeah, he is lucky there was no cars coming. If there would have been any cars coming, I mean, who knows what could have happened. I mean, it wasn't very late. It was 10:40 something p.m. when I did the traffic stop. So, I mean, that's still a reasonable hour to expect families on the roadway, especially during this time of the year.
Surprisingly enough, that was not the most egregious incident involving an impaired driver on the road that night. Stay tuned tomorrow as we'll bring you more from our ride-along with Wenatchee Police Officer Albert Gonzalez. Caitlin Hedersheet, NCWLIFE News.
Tomorrow, our third and final part of this series airs right here on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Catch the full-length feature with Caitlin Hedersheet on the NCW Magazine or at ncwlife.com. Time now for NCWLIFE's Megan McPherson to fill us in on some of the events going on this weekend.
Here's a look at what's on tap this weekend around the Wenatchee Valley. Are you ready to show off your nerdy side? Friday is trivia night at the Wenatchee Public Library from 7 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Bring your own 2 to 8 person team or join a team when you arrive. Come for free fun, brain food, and prizes. Mission Ridge is hosting a Twilight Snowshoe Trek this Saturday from 4:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. Check-in is at 4:30 inside the Ridge Mountain Workshop at the rental desk. The trek departs promptly at 5:30 from just outside the rental shop. The cost is only $10. Also Saturday is a live concert featuring Keith Matsumura, Cole Loomis, and Andy Millard. Tickets are $7 at the door and 20% of proceeds will be donated to the Grace House Missions. It's happening from 7 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. at Cafe Mela. And finally, bring in the new year with 2 sets of live music on Monday, New Year's Eve at Pybus Public Market, both free to the public. One is from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. and the second set is from 10 p.m. to 12 midnight. The traditional apple drop happens at 9 p.m. sharp midnight East Coast time and again at 12 midnight Wenatchee time. For more information on this weekend's events and others, visit the community calendar at ncwlife.com.
You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's features story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
If you want to work in healthcare, choose the program that teaches the skills employers want. The Charter College Medical Assistant Program combines hands-on learning in the lab with convenient online learning, plus real-life experience with an externship. Classes start every 5 weeks, so you don't have to wait to launch your new career. Enroll with confidence, knowing Charter is institutionally accredited by the Accrediting Bureau of Health Education Schools, and be ready to work in less than a year. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
Bob's Burgers and Brew in Wenatchee. Only the best.
Arctic Refrigeration and Heating, serving North Central Washington, is proud to offer the finest heating and cooling air quality products along with prompt and professional customer service since 1984. Regardless of the temperature outside, Arctic is here for you. Arctic offers a variety of services: residential and commercial heating, air conditioning, commercial refrigeration, as well as planned fall and spring maintenance for the overall well-being of your system. Call Arctic Refrigeration and Heating for your heating and cooling needs.
Bob's Burgers and Brew in Wenatchee. Only the best.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Time now for our weekly Kennel Cameos feature from the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. Tonight, NCWLIFE's Megan McPherson introduces us to Isabella the cat.
Hey guys, Megan here with the NCWLIFE channel. We are here with Dawn Davies, the Executive Director of the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, and our pet this week is Isabella, who's over at PetSmart, correct?
Right. So yes, thanks to some of our adoption partners in the area, Isabella is at PetSmart, hanging out over there, waiting for people to come meet her. And if you want to see a picture of her, she's on our website at wenatcheehumane.org. She's on the main page, the home page, and featured as Pet of the Week. And then if you click on her, it tells a little more about her and a few more pictures of her too. But she's really pretty. She's white and got little black spots on her. She's the kind of cat that would just kind of want to hang out and kind of probably be in the middle of everything that you do.
And if someone wants to adopt her, what's the process?
Well, go visit her at PetSmart, and then you would come over to the Humane Society and fill out an adoption application, which is really just a little bit of information about yourself and your home. And her adoption fee, I think, is around $50 or something like that, but she's already spayed, she's microchipped, and she is vaccinated.
The Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is located at 1474 South Wenatchee Avenue and is open Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org. Kennel Cameos is supported in part by Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory in Leavenworth. Not only does the Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory have great house-made fudge and super delicious candy and caramel apples, but they also have great doggy treats for your four-legged friends, located at 636 Front Street in Leavenworth. This has been Kennel Cameos at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. Today, about like we should see for this time of year, December 27th, 32 for our high today, 24 for our low. As you can see, that's right in there for our normals. 57 our record high in 1980, 1 degree our record low in 1996. We're now at 6.94 inches of moisture for the year after another 5/100ths of an inch recorded over the past 24 hours or so. Sunrise 7:48 this morning and set this afternoon at 4:16. This is our situation as we kick our surface loop into motion for tonight. Partly cloudy and cool at 10 o'clock. Really no cloud cover at all tonight, so that'll make for some fairly chilly overnight low temperatures. As we move into Friday, once again a discrepancy between the Weather Service and this weather model. I'm going to stick with this one, a 60% chance for snow. This will be in the afternoon on Friday. You can see moisture moving in along a storm system coming down from the northwest. We'll stay with about a 50% chance for snow into 11 o'clock Friday night as this system continues to push through. And then high pressure down to our south will take over our weather pattern. It still could produce the system still could produce some showers on Saturday with just isolated snow showers. This will be noontime. Western Washington will be very wet on Saturday. But as I mentioned, high pressure will take over our weather then. And by Sunday, mostly sunny and warmer at 10 a.m. It should be a beautiful day with temperatures in the low 40s on Sunday. Pretty much the same goes for New Year's Eve day, except a little bit cooler. Let's jump ahead to New Year's Eve at 11 o'clock. A lot of you will be out and about celebrating the new year. Partly cloudy at that time. Our temperature should be in the mid-20s or so, so bundle up if you are out and about New Year's Eve. For New Year's Day, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, things look pretty decent. Mostly cloudy. We will see some cooler temperatures with just maybe some light mountain snow showers. Let's take a look now at your quick lube and tune forecast. 23, yeah, it's going to get chilly overnight tonight. We'll see snow likely on Friday and 33, partly cloudy and warmer for Saturday, also mild on Sunday with 41 degrees our high temperature, and then a bit of a cool down on Monday and for your New Year's Day with highs of 36, 39, mostly cloudy and warmer as we get into the middle of next week. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Dear Merry Maids, please clean the kitchen, and the cabinets, and floors, and the chairs. And I wish you could clean the dog. Colin is now feeding himself. Thanks, Megan.
Hi, Megan. No worries. We got it all cleaned up. Let's hope Colin gets past the spaghetti flinging stage soon. Till then, we've got you covered. See you next time. Merry Maids.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Thursday to you. Even though the schools are out for the holiday break, several local basketball teams are back at it in various holiday tournaments over the next several days. In boys basketball, Chelan's hosting its holiday tournament. It began earlier today with the Wenatchee freshmen taking on the Chelan JVs. Also, Oroville played against Cedar Crest, and coming up tonight at 8, it's Chelan and Highland. Eastmont and Wenatchee are on the road in the Lewiston-Clarkston area for the Avista holiday tournament. At Lewiston High School today, Eastmont earlier took on Lewiston, Wenatchee taking on Clarkston tonight. We'll have the results tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Also, Cascade hosting its holiday tournament in Leavenworth. It began earlier today with Manson against Vashon Island, and then Cascade playing against Forks. Girls basketball tournament play today. Well, similar locations. Chelan holiday tournament, Oroville and Cedar Crest earlier today. Tonight, it's Chelan and Highland. And the Avista tournament at Lewis and Clark State College. Eastmont earlier took on Lewiston. Wenatchee coming up tonight at 7:30 will play against Clarkston. And the Cascade Holiday tournament in Leavenworth. Manson playing Royal earlier today. That's followed by Forks and Cascade tonight. Cashmere is in Yakima for the Wilbur Ellis Sundome Shootout. Bulldogs to face LaSalle earlier today. That's in boys play. Girls would follow against Zilla. We'll again have results for you tomorrow on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. And then coming up tomorrow, Cashmere girls face LaSalle at 1:30. The boys will take on WF West at 3 o'clock. A reminder that tonight is hockey night here on the NCWLIFE channel. We'll flash back to last Friday for Ugly Sweater Night at the Town Toyota Center as the Wild host of the Vernon Vipers. Art Ecker had the call on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network.
Helgeson sends it back around behind the net. Ho rolls it out in front, and it just missed the blade of Wooding. He was there. There's a shot and a tip attempt in front. Rebound, score. Teddy Wooding punches home the rebound. Michael Young with the shot from the left point. And then he had to really be sharp to react and cover. There's a shot and a score. Michael Young right off the draw. Back to the right point, and then dead straight away for Young. And he unloads from the high slot. Past Sasaki, and it rattles out to center. Kowalski chases after it. And, well, they're going to give him the goal. They're going to say Cook tripped him up, and so unabated to the empty net. And, you know, that's one of those plays that earlier in this season when we saw it happened for the Wild, and we said, boy, that's something you just almost never see. And now we've seen it twice in 1 year.
Now watch for the entire game tonight at 7 o'clock here on your exclusive television home for the Wenatchee Wild Hockey NCWLIFE channel. Here's what's coming up the rest of the schedule looks like after hockey tonight. It's Eastmont and Pasco basketball tomorrow with a girls game at 5:30. This is a replay of a game from last Tuesday with Grant Olson on the play-by-play.
To the left side, move to the left side. Pasco starting out a man-to-man defense. Here's Cox now, top of the key, open. She's going to take it. It's good. Guarded there by Maylee Martinez. Nice pass down low. Jaden Brown up and in. Beautiful feed down low by Caitlin Cox, and great assist. 5-0 Eastmont early lead. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Out front, it's Maylee Martinez for 3. Good. Nice defense by Maylee Martinez on Cox. She does finally get it to Heimberger. Then it's stolen away by Anaya Heavens, the freshman. Layup other way. Good.
Good start for Eastmont. Girls didn't finish so well. We'll have that tomorrow at 5:30. The boys game between the Bulldogs and Wildcats will follow at 7:30.
The hands of Lagarde and stolen away by Calvillo. Layup underneath. Tanner Nelson. Good. Far wing to Wellborn. Now at the free throw line. Nelson jump shot. Good. Here's Nelson with it. Did not hand it off. Instead, Wellborn baseline pass. Wellborn for 3 is good. Far side, Wellborn left open from 20. Good. Inbounds, it's Wellborn now for Eastmont to Haberlock. Baseline shot for 3. Good. Back out, Haberlock. 9 on the shot clock. Nice spin move. Haberlock in the lane. Good. Now it's Diego Gutierrez. He hardly misses. Does this time, though, off the back of the rim. No good. Eastmont has a chance to get a shot off here. 4 seconds. Here's Nelson with 2 seconds left. Up 3, good! Tanner Nelson at the buzzer, and that does it for our third quarter. Biggest lead of the night for Eastmont or any team at 12, and now a turnover. Back the other way, Wellborn all by himself. Two-handed jam, good!
That's all tomorrow night right here on the NCWLIFE channel. Then coming up on Saturday, we begin our Wild weekend with the Wenatchee Wild and Merritt at 2 o'clock, followed by the Wild and Trail Smoke Eaters at 7. On Sunday, the 2 o'clock game features Wenatchee and Cowichan Valley, followed by Prince George and the Wild at 7. Well, the Seahawks have surpassed everyone's expectations except their own by making the playoffs this season as they prepare for the regular season finale against at CenturyLink against Arizona Sunday. Coach Pete Carroll says he can't believe they're already in Week 17.
It's hard to imagine that this has happened, all that's gone by. We certainly want to finish this thing right. We'd love to finish up this December and do a good job putting together some more good games here, and this is an important one leading into everything that comes up. So it's a huge opportunity for us to play good and to work good well and to just continue to force the fundamentals to get better and all that good stuff in ball. So that's really how we're going about it, and we have not been very successful against the Cardinals here, and it's important to us to make sure that we are. And so we got to put together a nice game, and it really goes back to the prep to get that done.
Now, Carroll says he's not going to rest players or sit players Sunday, saying the message to the team is the same each week.
That every game that we've ever played has always been the same, and that we're trying to give everything we have to get the kind of performance that gives us a chance to be as good as we can possibly be. And I know that you hear it all the time, but that's what they keep getting pounded with, and I had never backed off that, and we're not starting now. If we start doing that and trying to figure out which game is more important than another one, I don't think you can count on getting back on track. You don't know. You may be able to, but you may not. So we're not going to take that chance. We're just going for it.
Now, there is some speculation that Larry Fitzgerald may be playing his final game in his 15-year career in Arizona. Carroll says the future Hall of Famer deserves all the credit in the world.
He's really tough and physical. He's extraordinarily talented. He's classy. He's got great character about the way he plays. Ability to come through, to make big plays in tough situations. Incredible athleticism. His hands are just, and his strength of the catch is just amazing. I think you go back to the playoff games a couple years ago when he was playing with Carson and making the plays at the end of the game to give him a chance. He's just been a phenomenal competitor. He's one of the all-timers.
Bobby Wagner says he saw what kind of player Fitzgerald was by the hit Larry didn't make earlier in his career.
He's just an amazing person, honestly. I can't say that enough. He's a great guy, a great person. The one thing that I remember, I think it was either my second or third year, there was a play on the outside where they got around, and Larry had the angle on Sherm, and he can crack back on Sherm. Could have took him out and didn't take it, and kind of let Sherm know, I could have really, killed you on that one. But, that's the type of person he is. He's not trying to hurt anybody. He ain't trying to do anything dirty. He plays the game the right way. He's an amazing person off the field. He does a lot of stuff to help people off the field.
Seahawks and Cardinals kick off 1:25 Sunday on Fox. Well, Nelson Cruz has officially bid farewell to Seattle and will be a Minnesota Twin next season. The home run hitting designated hitter became a free agent following last season with the Mariners and has reportedly signed a one-year, $14.3 million deal with a Twins option for a second year in 2020. On his Instagram account today, Cruz bid farewell to his former team and fans by saying, quote, "I would like to thank the Mariners ownership, especially John, for all you have done for me and my hometown, the organization, the coaching staff, my teammates, Ryan, Billy, and everyone else in the clubhouse, Rick Riz, and all the other reporters I came across, and most importantly, the fans for all of your support over the last 4 seasons. Seattle, you hold a special place in my heart as you embraced me from the start, even when skeptics said I would not succeed in a pitcher-friendly park. I hope you enjoyed hearing Dave Sims say boomstick baby as much as I did," end quote. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thanks, Eric. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.
the fastest internet available in North Central Washington by switching to LocalTel and get speeds up to 1,000 meg. Call 888-8888 today or go online to localtel.net.